So the thing that we're noticing right now, and we saw this with Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 as well, is that the technologies emerge, they get into the landscape, people recognize potential, people with ideas come to the fore, and then there's a gap because engineering markets and tools haven't caught up enough.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Mahan with Tech Circus. We're here with another interview ahead of the Web 3.0 conference at the end of January. And I'm here with Anand Kulkarni, the CEO of Crowdbotics. Welcome, Anand.
Hey man, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to get into it. So I guess from my understanding, Crowdbotics is about kind of like low code, no code, easy way to build apps. Do you think that's like a fair description?
So that's a good starting point. It's a good starting point.
Okay,
Crowdbotics is sometimes lumped in with low code, no code because we make things easy. But I think we address one of the core problems that exists out there in the world with low code, no code, which is it's hard to beat real code. So we provide some of the ease of use of low code, no code tools, but we let people build software using real code. So easy to use drag and drop interfaces, pre-built modules, on-demand talent, engineering support, but under the hood, everything's happening in real code directly inside Django, React, Solidity, your favorite programming language under the hood. So Crowdbotics is an app creation platform at the end of the day, and that's the best way to understand us.
I guess to preface as well, I don't know anything about code, so that's probably a good starting point, and probably why I was so excited when I was looking at Crowdbotics' website, because sometimes you have ideas for apps and things like that, but I have absolutely no technical ability. So the fact that there's an option there to use it, that you could like the barriers to entry from idea to app seem to be a lot lower there. And I wonder, is there any use cases that, kind of exemplify that people who just came in and were like, hey, we want to do this thing, and they were able to create a fully fledged application? Absolutely.
So I think you look a lot like our typical user who is an innovator, somebody who has a terrific idea based on some domain experience they've got, or some life experience they have, exposing them to a unique market opportunity they think they can fill with technology. And that's where Crowdbotics comes in. We're a platform to turn ideas to code, using either pre-built systems, visual building tools, or managed application building support, using our network of talented engineers. And we've seen a number of examples of folks who come in and build technologies both in conventional web and mobile, as well as in bleeding edge domains like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and of course, in the last year, a lot of blockchain as well. There's been a number of examples. Probably one of the ones that you might have heard of recently, a great fintech app from fantastic founder, Euphoria, was just featured as Google's app of the day about a month ago. So that one's a fantastic example of a successful launch. That was conventional technology, not blockchain. But in the last year, we've seen pretty fast explosion of Web3 related applications coming up on the platform as well.
Well, that's a beautiful segue, because that was just what I was kind of going to ask you about, which is the future of apps, or Dapps, and kind of a lot of the apps that I've seen there seem to be kind of Web 2 applications, and where you see with the blockchain apps, where is the interest there, or what's changing? What is the cutting edge like for you? I mean, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so we love what's happening out in the blockchain universe. I think that we've been watching what is now being called Web 3 for the last 6 years. We've gone through two crypto boom and bust cycles, and the use cases keep getting more and more interesting. Every time a new wave of innovators comes into the market. So the thing that we're noticing right now, and we saw this with Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 as well, is that the technologies emerge, they get into the landscape, people recognize potential, people with ideas come to the fore, and then there's a gap because engineering markets and tools haven't caught up enough to be able to let people create everything that they want to create as easily as they should be able to. And in Web 1.0, this was solved eventually by people building old school web page creators back in the day. And then Web 2.0, you saw this emerge with systems that are a little bit more like low-code, no-code tools that let you drag and drop lightweight web applications together, right? So you can think about WordPress and their ilk. And we haven't seen tools like that emerge yet for Web 3.0. That's where Crowdbotics comes in. Among the other things that we facilitate, the reason we've been able to serve a whole bunch of interesting use cases in Web 3.0 and blockchain is that we are enabling people to compose rapidly blockchain-based applications, plugging into one or more back-end systems, pick your chain of choice, work with our engineering teams to build out software applications and deploy those out into the decentralized web. So that's pretty exciting. Last year, we've seen about 20 new products launch or start building in that space, and we're excited to see another wave of these come out in the next year.
Yeah, and it seems I had an interview with the CMO of Venly, and Venly's a kind of a wallet company basically where they're basically making user experience more easy for people who are looking for wallets with gaming technology or with kind of even cryptocurrency and NFTs. They have their own marketplace, and there seems to be a huge demand for kind of simplification of the Web3 space because it's, I mean, I found I have a MetaMask wallet. I've done my best. I've gotten in there, done a bit, but it seems like for it to go mainstream, there's going to need to be more of that, intermediary. Do you see Crowdbotics filling that role for innovators, for developers?
So we certainly play this role for developers and innovators, often entrepreneurs in the space, and also some reasonable number of large-size companies that are looking to create new products in Web3. I think MetaMask has done a good job of being a widely used and reasonably well-liked wallet system, but it still leaves a lot to be desired. I think that one of the opportunities that we think is interesting and that we are seeing some products launch on our platform around is new types of wallets, either aimed at particular communities or with specific features to allow better cross-chain compatibility, better interaction with L2 networks, or otherwise allowing people to get in the door more quickly, have fewer problems in trying to migrate money around or solve some of the usability challenges. And I think that's probably the next wave of cool opportunity that I see is folks who can decrease the barrier to entry, which is a great place to be.
Yeah, that seems to be a lot of people that I've spoken with. That's kind of the goal for a lot of people in the Web3 space at the moment is trying to simplify to make it, I suppose, similar to Web 2, but not with the same hang-ups of the kind of centralized nature of it and some of the problems that have gone on. But that's probably a different interview. But and what is it that you're speaking about at the upcoming conference, the Web 3.0 conference?
So I'll be talking about three things, high level. First, I want to talk about where we see the potential in Web3, why we are investing in it directly, and where I think that a gap exists in the industry, opportunities to fill tools that we think we are providing. The second is I want to talk about specific applications, decentralized application creation as a practice, and the interesting applications that we're seeing built on our platform today by real teams, some of whom are venture-backed, some of whom are creating markets that have not yet been tapped, and why we think these audiences these entrepreneurs are succeeding on the platform. And then the third thing I want to talk about is untapped opportunity. I think there's a number of spaces where we see, by virtue of what our customers are asking for and what our customers' customers are asking for, new technology and new products should be built in Web3. New Dapps should exist that don't exist today. And I'd love to see innovators from the market come out and build these alongside us or with us, or get these created to make the world better. So that's where we're looking next. So that's what I'll be talking about at a high level.
I imagine there'll be people queuing up to go and hear that, to be honest. That seems like an amazing to be able, because with the Web3 space, I mean, there's so much opportunity. There's so many things happening all of the time. With somebody with your experience and being able to go, hey, look, this is where things are happening. That's got to be worth, I don't know. It's a big opportunity, I suppose. What message? Oh, sorry. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. What message do we want to give to folks who are coming to the conference or thinking about coming to the conference? Yeah. I'll just say that Web 3.0 is in a space that a decade and a half ago, Web 2.0 was in, and a decade before that, Web 1.0 was in, where there was a lot of noise, a lot of excitement, a lot of projects that are starting to take off and get interest. And it's extremely valuable to be able to gain exposure to what is happening in the space and to be able to understand which trends are worth following, which ones are less likely to be successful, and also to figure out where the real opportunity lies. And I think that's one of the most exciting things about this conference in particular, and where I'm excited to be able to meet and hear folks' ideas.